for this purchase, you're bringing money. Now let me list all the things that I'm doing. And it's a huge list way beyond what you're doing. What you're doing is bringing money. And you didn't even bring it all. Like, you only brought half of it. I still had to negotiate money elsewhere. It is not, so in your mind that's fair that you get 50%, but it really isn't if you're looking at the work that goes in.
I'm not clear on what I'm getting.
You were
getting some profits from the rental?
Oh yeah, like, I mean, if you're a partner in the actual purchase, whatever we have decided on, and let's use 50-50 because it's easier, but everything we do, once we rent it out each time, we'd have to have very specific rules. How often, if I wanted to use it, let's say 3 weeks a year, and you get to use it 3 weeks a year, we have to decide when that would happen. Like, see how it gets more complicated with a partner? Like, I don't like that. Like, I would rather have what Colin was talking about, a limited partnership where they're getting shares and they're getting paid decently, but I would also probably still throw in, I'll tell you what though, for every 100,000 that you would buy in shares, I'll give you a week a year during off season, or something like that, like to make it more appealing. Like, get creative, make it workable, but don't give away more than you need to. Yeah. What's our next one here? JV partner in a private mortgage, same. We're just switching up how we can use all of these things. Now, rent to own. Now that I'm working on right now with another investor back in Canada. And we're looking at it closely because I have found a company down here that does them, and they are outrageous. Have you dealt with anybody do with rent to own? It's outrageous. So I know we can compete that way, and not that I would be involved, that he would be doing it, but again, these are things I'm keeping in mind going, what are the different creative ways that can help people? So as I learn more about that, I'll share it, okay?
When you say outrageous, what do you mean? The prices are too...
Oh, I mean, what you're going to pay a year from now and so forth. It's price-wise, I believe we can compete, okay, to make it, I mean, because I've always felt it's got to be a win-win for everybody, right? For the seller, for the buyer, for the lender, everybody has to win. And when it's tipped too far one way, that's just not fair. And that's how I look at it right now. Well, Tammy knew this right when I was like, what? They pay 15% on a private first mortgage at only 50% loan to value down here? Well, that's ludicrous. But if it's the only thing available, that's what people will take. Okay, so I'm just trying to see how we can make that a little better.
Rent to own as a financing option currently, to your knowledge, is a poorly serviced method.
Here in Costa Rica, yeah.
It's a vacuum where some enterprising person could offer up a rent-to-own service, getting together buyers and sellers and landlords and tenants, and could service those people better than what's currently going on.
Yes. For those that maybe didn't hear, what Jillian's asking, is it something that, what is available here in Costa Rica right now that I'm aware of? I'm only aware of the one company so far, but as soon as I heard about them and went, that would never be an option to me. And so, therefore, I got talking to somebody back in Canada that does them. He sets up the whole program for them. So I'm like, okay, let's maybe see if that can be something we can offer people. Okay, and rent to own, for those, anybody not familiar with what it is? Okay, it just, I will just quickly say it because sometimes you know, if you don't know, you don't know. It would be a case of, I'll use my property. Let's say I didn't have the money, I couldn't buy it right away, but this company says, I will buy it, or a person, it could be a person, it doesn't have to be a company. I will buy it, you will rent it from me, and after a certain length of time, you have the option to buy it back. Then you're paying every month a certain amount of rent, to the person. In the meantime, if that rent, it can work really well, because if that rent is, let's say it's $1,500 a month, but you know darn well your Airbnb can bring in $4,000 a month, then it's worth it. So at the end, you have to then come up with a way to be able to purchase it from them. If you didn't, all that money you spent in credits earlier, you lose them. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. Promissory note, private mortgage, well, we went through that. Here's the limited partnership. Now I know I talked to my lawyer about this when I first purchased, and he said it's not a problem setting it up here. I just did not go through with it. So I'm not sure. I'm still working to see. I'm sure that is something you could do right from here, but as Colin was pointing out, he already has a company that's already set up that way. So it's not like he can take that and just use it here, but he could lend the money from that one to just do the purchase here. Or do you talk to a lawyer? And Christian would be a great one to talk to when he's here, to say, can I set up a limited partnership for a property here, and how will that look, and how will that work? That's out of my wheelhouse, but it's something for all of us to think about.
It can be done.
Yeah. Yeah, because it wasn't even, it was the other.
I've had clients do it before, but I'm not really comfortable talking that in lawyers, so.
Yeah, and I'm not either. Like that's why it's like, it's, you know, the concepts are here now. Take them and build on them. Any other questions at this point? Okay, so there's my information. Like I say, I mean, I don't feel like I've been able to give you specific.
You planted the seeds.
That's all I could do. Yeah, because I'm still learning as well of how things work here. If we were back in Canada, it's like, hey, I can help you with the Canadian things. But as I grow, as our community grows, we're all learning, and yeah, we'll find easier and better ways to purchase our properties. Oh.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
How do I get out of this?
I wanted to add, don't be afraid to sign up for Susan's newsletter. It's really a
Oh yeah.
She'll share some great tips, insights. Even if you're not buying, you've got money to invest, she's got some awesome strategies, ways to park that money, make it grow, and then come back and buy with a vengeance. So, I mean, there's many ways to do it, and Susan is a wealth of knowledge, really kind person as well, very, very giving, and I'm really happy you shared some of your knowledge and your experience. And yeah, like you said, you're planting the seeds. Now it's up to you to let it grow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're going to have more people to help us on the legal side, accounting. So let's say you purchased. Now we're going to learn how to manage it. What's the day-to-day? And we're also going to learn from Bob as well what's next in social media to keep marketing that property or yourself, how to attract lenders or limited partnerships. That's great. How do you reach those people? Well, you need to market yourself again or do networking in many ways. So that's it for today. We are, Coconuts at 6:30, 7 p.m. We're meeting for karaoke. Tammy is going to sing happy birthday to Kevin.
Yeah.